Hey, major announcement. Major announcement. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should say it, G, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, ladies and gentlemen. Um, the Grady Taylor Show. We just got a TV network on the way. We're gonna ink the deal the second week in October. So
Awesome.
just so excited and happy about for the opportunity, and also hopefully, Lord's willing, we can have some meet some great playwriters, not songwriters, playwriters, or film producers who looking to have their movies or something
Oh
streamed
yeah.
on our network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking for we're gonna be looking for you.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah, along
So,
with the radio station.
so yeah. So, what kind of content are you going to start out with the TV?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because this is new. It's just a blessing. It just actually God just
Praise
blessed.
God.
I didn't even ask for this, so
Amen.
I'm gonna have to just pray and wait on what God send me. Whatever.
Amen.
Because I always tell people, I don't. People like, well, I need to go make this happen. I let things happen. I let the
Praise
Lord let things
God.
happen for. Because the thing is, you have to stay. The book says, I don't know how religious.
Oh, hey, can't
Uh,
look. I have
eh,
15 kids. You know, I can't
okay,
make it
because I'm
without
I'm
prayer
about
and
to.
God.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm about to mess this Bible verse up. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay,
Oh
okay,
yeah. You
okay.
know what? Whatever you saying is working for you because you're
Yeah,
getting some blessings. Okay.
yeah. You stay faithful over a few, God will add more unto you. You know, so what
Amen.
I've
Okay.
been doing, I've been
Okay.
faithful with the podcast. What I've been doing for the past 10 years plus. Just been staying faithful to this. So actually, going back to that company and they offered that network deal, I was like,
Praise God.
and people say we get comments all the time. People love our chemistry and stuff. So I can,
Hmm.
and we've been doing this for a long time. And I think we only had 1 year where we was in studio together, right?
Right.
Out of 14, 15 years.
Right.
Wow.
That's the first
Everything
time we
else
was in
has
studio
been
together.
like over the phone or something?
Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
we had to learn how to take turns, like literally, because
Mhm.
on the phone that is a beast.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I guess right now with video we can kind of see Grady can kind of see if when I'm coming down, he can kind of take back over this and the third. But on the phone,
Yeah.
holy crap! Uh,
So imagine this. So Shamika was in San Angelo, Texas.
yep.
No, I was in
Wow.
San Angelo. Shamika was in San Antonio, Texas. That's
Wow.
5 hours south.
Even
Gary
before
was in
that,
Atlanta. Stacy was in Statesville, North Carolina.
North
So
Carolina,
we
yeah.
in
Mhm.
4 different areas
When
doing the
Shamika
show.
Wow.
would chime in, she was in
Yes.
Indianapolis.
Yes.
That's
Uh,
where I'm from.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, we
So let's go there about the whole thing of listening, knowing when to speak, because there's a part of leveraging yourself, when you are doing an interview or, having a radio show, with keeping the flow going. So give some people some pointers, G, on how you can maintain that order, and during those times.
well, you have somebody. Me and Grady sometimes we can kind of flip flop on who's taking the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Um, depending on the subject matter, depending on who's hot.
Mm-hmm.
If he's cranking them out, man, I'm gonna let him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so the more that you're doing it, especially, and I think it's easier with a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on a show on my own, and I'm like, man, I've been doing this with a co-host for so long, man. It's like, yeah, Lee, man. I just talking to myself or feeling like I'm talking to myself, just it's not working. I've been talking about this doggone show for about a year. I'm like, okay, great, we're gonna have to record this thing together, man.
Yeah.
So you kind of know when you get a rhythm between each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
like I said, if that person is hot, I have no problem sitting back, letting Grady shine, letting Shamika shine, this, that, and the third. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we sometimes I think we more so have to focus on when to pull back. If I'm
Right.
on your show, I don't want to take over your show.
Right.
I'm very mindful of that. And me and Grady we'll tell each other even when we're on somebody else. Hey man, this is SuperMom show now.
Boy, G
Which
Clark
I, I
makes you
I
have a
mean,
show
I
back.
get that. I get that because but you brought up something that's really good about allowing other people to shine. And I think that's the element of making a show great is not worrying about who gets the credit for this or that, but being able to make sure the message, the energy is there. It's just like, having a party. Hey, I might be the one serving the food, but you might be the one singing and performing. It's
Absolutely.
like whatever we got to do to make the party a success. So I get that. That's good. So have you always been that way? Because there's that element of, there's something about being celebrity like,
Mhm.
on the radio or TV. I think we kind of all go through that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be on this show, or, people are going to hear me, so is that something you had to learn over time, or do you feel like you've always just kind of had that spirit of understanding what role you were playing?
Well, okay, so my introduction to radio, like I said, I don't know why Grady picked. Well, okay, let's correct that. Let's correct that. Like I said, because we were kind of working in tandem with the young cats on at the job.
Hmm.
Um, However, like before he offered, I never. So, um, once it started going, especially after the first show, um, I started just basically researching other shows that I like to hear. At that point in time, I know they ain't paying us, but the Stews, Two Live Stews was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
We used to
I
listen
would
to
I
one
would
down.
listen to them cats like religiously, and I
Hmm.
would see that back and forth. I would see how the younger brother would be like he would be the electricity, and then the other brother was like
Hmm.
he was kind of like electricity, but he would hone everything back in when it needed to be. So
Hmm.
Yeah, that was
that
G.
was something that kind of inspired me. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I can kind of do that because Grady will, yeah, Grady will jump off a cliff. I just need to have that line to kind of bring him back.
Yo, you need a heavy duty line to pull me back, because sometimes he just
Boy,
let me fall.
boy,
The line just break.
I need a line for a great will.
I want to say this about Garen, and that, and
Hmm.
I don't really, give him his flowers. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna give it. I don't give it to him on my show, but I'm gonna give him to him today.
Praise
I am
God.
so proud of Garen because he have come a long way. Normally, yeah, Garen will play the role. He'll be laid back, and just
Hmm.
cool. I'm like, come on, Garen, get into it. Now I'm the peacemaker because me and Shamika, we clash, which is
Hmm.
good. I'm all about energy. Now Garen like, no,
Right.
I'm gonna keep you, I'm gonna keep you wind in. So now Garen has grown so much. So now I was like, Garen, this is what I've been waiting for long. Because Garen, he just takes his shot. Oh, he's killing it now. I
That's
mean,
good.
he get
That's
in,
good.
get his shots, he back out, and I try to drag him back in, but I try humbly try to get out. No, Garen, let it go. Don't hold it back. Let it go.
Well, I mean, but again, if you got two people already on fire,
Uh-huh.
and see, that's the
Hmm.
last thing I want to do is jump in and I mean, it's kind of like the merry-go-round, the merry-go-round, and
Oh,
it's a little, they got it going,
back
and
old
they
school. I
telling
know
you to
what you're
jump
saying.
in. I'm not about to, get hit, and no, no, no. I'm gonna sit there and look at y'all and laugh. That's what I'm
I
gonna
love
do.
that.
Right. And the thing about my vision for the show is to be transparent.
Right.
And I want it
Mm.
to be as expose as much of my life as possible. On one show, G Clark had I think something to do. I was being transparent about my relationship. My ex-wife jumped on me live, and then my current wife jumped on me live. So they both conversing, and they both got on me. But I wish G Clark. That was one of the shows that I wish I had G Clark up in, because Shamika was my co-host. Shamika was stirring the pot. She was asking my first wife question that advice for my second wife. What you think
Yeah.
she need to do it greater? So it was hilarious. And there was
That's
one particular
good.
show I was missing with my wife. The dog tried to get me. So
Yeah.
I mean, we try to have fun. So G Clark, I'm gonna tell you, my vision for the show is that when I first came up with the concept back in 2001, I want to do when I was doing stand-up comedy, I want to get a show with full of comedians, and we just sit there,
Hmm.
talk about current events, and just blaze it. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
he has comedian all on written on him, and
Hmm.
G Clark. That's why I said, don't worry about the fire.
Yeah.
Come on, blaze it. I want
Hmm.
to when people hear our show, I want to say, great man. People call me and say Garen is funny. Why he don't say much? I'm telling you, I get the messages all the time, the phone calls. G, let
Hmm.
it go.
Hmm.
I don't mind stepping back. I don't want to be the funniest person all the time. I like when
Hmm.
you do it. And you and Shamika, That's why I make myself the butt of all them jokes because I don't mind people laughing at me. I'm used
Hmm.
to it.
I
You know.
love that. I love,
Uh,
and and so you're just showing about strategy, leverage. People just hear people on the radio and don't recognize that it's a science and art to everything.
Mhm.
You can't just get up there. That's just like even being a stand-up comedian. So I'm sure you could tell us a little bit about that because that's a challenging
yes.
audience to tackle. So what were some things that you learned about yourself, doing stand-up comedy?
Well, rest in peace, Tyler Craig. I was at his funeral and we was reflecting with a
Mhm.
couple other comedians.
Mhm.
Um, JJ, I saw him. I spoke to him. I said, "You remember when I first went on open mic? You gave me a grenade, boo. I never in the history of anyone getting a grenade, boo.
Haven't heard of it.
I started out doing impersonations, and
Mm.
but I was scared to do impersonations. So when I first got
You
on the
got
stage,
something? Hold on, G got something. What are you
Hold up.
saying?
You just can't dance around a grenade boo. What is a
Yeah, because
grenade
I'm
boo?
like, yeah, I
Like,
hadn't heard of
like
that.
I need to know what a grenade boo is. You just,
Yeah, because
I
I,
got a grenade boo, and 5 years later, no,
yeah.
no, nope, nope.
So okay,
yeah.
I was on stage, and my very first time I was getting to that too. The very first time I heard myself on the microphone. So when you're talking on stage, it's a delay. So you're
Yeah.
speaking to the
Hmm.
mic, then it delays out to the crowd. Then
Hmm.
Right.
I'm hearing myself and listening to myself. So the crowd started booing. I'm like, dang. So you know what? So I said a couple more jokes and stuff like that. People laughed a little bit. Then I kept listening to myself. Then I like boo. So all right, that's my time. Got off the stage. So JJ got on the stage. Oh man, he said something, cracked a couple of jokes. He said, "Man, I'm gonna give a machine gun boo, 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 boo." He said,
Oh
"No, I'm gonna give you a
no.
grenade boo." He said, "Boo!" Everybody just cracked up laughing. And
Oh man.
so Arnez J, walked up to me. I was sitting there, I had my head down. He walked up to me and said something in my ear. He said, "Man, you got some good material." He said, "Just practice." He said, "Don't worry about listening to yourself." He said, "Just practice and come back. You got it. You got it." And so I went back and I was nervous. And Lil Duval, the guy say, "Smile, I'm living my best
Hmm.
life." So we
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
started, and Ronnie Jordan, we all started at the same time. We was all doing open mic. So they was coaching me like, "Look, man, get you something to drink, man, and just relax, man. You just nervous." He said, just relax and have fun." So I was like, okay. So I went out there, I did a couple another set and stuff, and I said, well, I'm saying to myself, let me finish before I get booed. So I closed. I supposed to did a 5 minute set. I did a 3 minute set and got off. And then the guy called me back on stage. He's like, "Man, it's your time. Come on and finish." I'm like, "Man, I want to go back up there." So I ended up going back up there and got booed again.
Mm.
So the third
Wow.
time, I got drunk. I not drunk, but I took a little sip, and I don't really drink. So I drank something. I don't know what kind of drink it was. It was something the guys ordered from me. So I took a couple of sips, and I started to feel good. I got up there, and I started doing my. Remember Arthur Allen for the House of Prayer? They said Reverend Arthur Allen for the House of Prayer, the one who was whipping the kids.
Hmm.
So I did him impersonation. Him, he owned the school, and Bernie Mac was the teacher. So I did that skit and got a standing ovation.
Mm.
Got
Awesome.
man, that made my day. But yeah, the hardest thing for me with doing stand-up comedy is listening to myself, and I really
Hmm.
didn't have confidence in myself.
Uh,
So
Hmm.
that would kind of push me back to I'm better on podcasts. I'm good on the mic.
yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
better on podcast radio. So
I was about
Hmm.
to say, in the piggyback off of that, and that goes back to a point that we made early in the show, with getting started. Like, you have to be
Hmm.
comfortable with things that you're not comfortable with.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't progress as a musician until I was able to hear recordings of my playing. Um,
Hmm.
like like it was once a point in time, I'd hear it and I'm no, 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 no. Let's go to something that's, let's, but no, you have to be comfortable. You got to be comfortable hearing yourself in a situation that isn't ideal. Like he
Hmm.
was saying on stage, there's an echo, and you're focusing more on that than the task at hand.
Hmm.
um, I always tell people, and especially with photo shoots, my photo studio behind me, um, whenever I see someone that is lacking self confidence, I always bring them back to the Bible. Everybody's familiar with Peter walking on water.
Mm-hmm.
However, that story kind of flies by. I haven't heard a preacher preach it the way that I teach it, so I'm just gonna teach it real quick.
Okay.
Um, when he asked Jesus to come out on the water,
Mm-hmm.
my idea when I first heard it, I thought they were in like a little boat, because
Mm-hmm.
all the drawings that you see in the kids' boat is something you could just step right over and
Right.
and go. No, these were fishermen.
Mm.
So that makes the boat a whole lot bigger,
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot higher from the water.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say that he climbed down from the boat, which you got one or two options. You're either gonna climb down or you're gonna walk on air down to the water.
Right.
I don't know which one happened. It didn't quote it, but he
Mm-hmm.
got down there. But when he got out there, of course, now we know the familiar part of the story is that there was something that made him believe that he couldn't do what he was already doing.
Mm. But that's a word right there.
Mm, mm, mm.
Made him
You
believe that he couldn't
already,
do what he was
Already
already
doing
doing.
and it's amazing in our psyche,
Mm.
and this is what I want to get anybody starting. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing in your psyche. You can already do, or you're already doing what your mind is trying to tell you. No, I can't
Mm-hmm.
perform. I can't, I can't, I can't play this game. I can't, I can't do this. And you already doing it.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
again, get comfortable, get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When that voice
Mm-hmm.
come, let it know I'm already doing it. And when I see people here in front of my camera, after I share that with them, I'm telling you, hey, you either gonna believe in yourself, or if I see that confidence missing, I'm calling you Peter. And
I like that.
usually that's with females. So
Mm-hmm.
hey Peter, can you pick it up?
I
Peter, you're
love that.
sinking.
Yes.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is a good word right there.
Yeah, we gotta call out that Peter in us, because if you're
Yeah.
already doing it, if you had a vision to do something, like, it's not foolish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though people tell you foolish, somebody told the guy that invented AC that it was foolish, or
Right.
it was too dangerous, or
Right.
what if somebody froze to death in their house because of AC, or I'm quite sure
A
they gave
fire started or
every
anything. Yeah.
absolutely every
Mm-hmm.
excuse not to
Mm-hmm.
put AC in a house or in a car, or
Mm-hmm.
in a train car, or in an 18 wheeler. They've had every excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to deliver wine, like
Mm-hmm.
before 2003. Like, now you see
Mm-hmm.
refrigerated trucks carrying wine because Atlanta
Yeah.
can get that hot. But
Yeah.
before then, that was unheard of. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, get comfortable and believe in yourself, and believe that like you are enough.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
love that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a great word right there. I had to put that down and, you know,
Well, can I
tell
mention that?
myself that that's good
Yeah.
because that is so true. He was already walking on water. He was already
Hmm.
doing it. And and it's just about your company you're keeping.
Yeah.
And another thing is your own voice. You got to be careful and make sure that you're filling yourself up with the right message because we can sit there, listen to the news, get on social media, and that stuff we start telling ourselves, and that's not even in alignment with what we're believing,
Hmm.
you
Well,
know?
my grandma used to, if anything was not to her liking in my behavior, she would always say, "What's in you?"
Mm,
And for a long time, because I was country, she was country up. I couldn't understand what she was saying. What's in you? What's in you? What's in you? And it was funny. Later on in life, I figured out what she was saying, and it led to a revelation for me. And I believe, and it's written on my wall, the
hmm.
enemy is inner me.
That's good.
The
Mm,
enemy is inner me.
right.
Inner
Hmm.
me can stop you way before that person that you think is a hater. Because sometimes a hater can be telling you the truth, and a lot of us
Right.
don't like to hear the truth
So
nowadays.
true.
Yeah.
I look at it as feedback. That's what I say, right? You need
Right.
to have feedback. Okay.
Yeah.
But inner me will
Yeah.
tell you that this project that you need to get done tomorrow, oh, well, I can wait till tomorrow morning to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Inner me
Right.
will tell you that, well, you only got money to pay your electric bill. However, you didn't cook. So now you got to spend electric bill money on
Mm,
food. Inner me
Yeah.
will tell you that, hey, you can't do what you already do. So the enemy is always inner me. When you
I
get
love
inner
that.
me in check,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that procrastination tends to move out the way. Inner me is who you need to deal with.
I
Yeah.
love that. I
And
love that.
I want to say
What
this.
you want to add with that, Grady?
Shout out to Denzel Washington. He
Mm-hmm.
said the key to beating the procrastination: do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So take care
Mm,
of what you got to do. Whatever you want to do is out there. That's what I teach my daughter. I taught my Job Corps students that when I was RA at Job Corps,
mm-hmm.
and it works. And you practice that. You know, if your mom, if you know every day your parents gonna say clean up your room, do this, do that, but you want to go to the park and play, that room gonna be done. When I will hit the floor, I'll make sure you're gonna have everything tidy. Mom, can I
Amen.
to play? Okay, let me check your room. All right, you go ahead. Now you can do what you want to
Mm-hmm.
do because you already did what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
You had to wash your dish, wash them. And the thing is, don't if you don't want your feelings hurt, or if you want your parents riding you, if you know what they complain the most about, just take care of it. You know, just take care of it.
Yeah, that I love that. And so, for people right now, because we're in this pandemic, people losing jobs and all this. I mean, you guys are thriving. You're, having a TV show, right? And
Yes.
so talk to us about, what things you had to do to protect your mindset, your outlook during this time, because, we've got people, the numbers are rising, or what are we going to do about these jobs, and this isn't the worst because what's going to happen in the fall or winter. So what did you guys do to kind of keep you in that space of still seeing the opportunities moving forward in spite of what was going on around you?
You want to go? You want me to go?
I go first.
All right.
Only thing I did, I can speak for myself. I started researching. Okay, how can I reinvent myself? What do I need to do? Man, okay, they're taking jobs away. Okay, let's create a job. So I created a company. G. Clark is my president of Taylor Surgeons Group, where we're going to procure government contracts to provide jobs to small businesses.
Mm,
And also, my wife has been encouraging me, Great, you need to push the radio station a little further. I said, what radio station is going? She said, no, you need to push it further. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go all in, invest all in, get the station back up, get the station back up and make it happen.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, just run with it because we got the following. The thing
I
is
love
now we
that.
just got to get the music added back on and get the mobile apps and stuff transferred from one platform to other platform. I already research on how to get I know how to get the millionaire listeners back. So we have a great database of emails and stuff. All we got to do an email blast, and I got to get somebody to teach me how to do that.
I got you.
But
Okay, I know it's
the
right.
thing is just when the book I'm gonna suggest that people read, Who Moved My Cheese? When we worked there, they
I'm doing a book club with that. I'm leading it. So isn't that a good book?
it's a good, but a short story. If you don't like reading books, that's a book you want to read. It
Mm-hmm.
teaches you about adjusting and adapting, and that's what me and myself, Garen, done. I created another business, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love that. That was good.
Garen, go ahead, G.
I think that part of it when the pandemic first hit, um, it was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot lie because I was kind of confident. I was confident in my employment that it was one of those jobs that wouldn't see uh, a layoff. However, um, but then all of my other streams, like I was the one, hey, you got to have multiple streams. I have photography,
Mm-hmm.
playing music at church, selling sunglasses, about to start selling hair weave. Like all of that dried up,
Mm.
And so
Wow.
I went to my roots. I went to Home Depot. I think I paid all my bills, made sure I had a buffer
Mm-hmm.
for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the last little bit of money that I had, I went to Home Depot. I bought me some seeds, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna put a garden in this front yard. Now, I've tried a garden for 3 years, 3 years consecutively,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I got to come up was beans. Uh,
Jacket
which
of beans.
was, I was like, okay, well, we're gonna put beans down because at least I know how to do that.
Right.
Um, However, this year, sunflowers, asparagus beans, navy
Mm.
beans, tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers. I think carrots, onions. Um, I'm missing something. Only thing I couldn't get was watermelon. However, I got 8 plants to produce. So and so much so that I was giving my neighbors because
Mm.
it was too much to take in. Um,
You can call us next time.
yeah, okay, absolutely,
Okay, yeah,
absolutely,
that's
absolutely,
right.
absolutely. So I challenged myself with something new,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't tell you how much of a mental relief that was because
Mm-hmm.
the garden, people take it, even I took it as like, you just growing stuff. No, it takes some muscle, it takes effort,
Mm-hmm.
it takes, you gotta, if you see leaves starting to turn yellow, let's snip that off so the plant isn't giving energy to that and it can give energy to
Mm-hmm.
what you need it to give. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of learning there. And
Mm-hmm.
that kind of mentally it got me in a good state. When we
Mm-hmm.
got back to recording, it was like just a new playing field for me because now we're adding video, we're adding the chat, and I'm not one of those people that say no new friends.
Mm-hmm.
I invite new friends, and I've gotten out of that chat. It's people that I converse with that I wouldn't have met no other way. Uh,
Amen. Mm-hmm.
so having the basis that I mean, and I say the same thing. I give my flowers to Grady too, man. Having good people around you, and then that
Mm-hmm.
new avenue that what we are doing is actually sparking some type of conversation. Where hold on, we talking about this, but let me look over here and hold. Oh man, y'all are tripping. Okay, it's 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 a new element, and I mean, it's giving me therapy every week.
Yeah.
Um, Even when I'm not co-hosting shows, I'm watching, the other shows on the network, chiming
Mm-hmm.
in here and there. Uh, I love the little world that we've created. And
Mm-hmm.
last thing, I don't want to be long-winded. However, Grady, you need a correction. He said that I didn't ask for this TV network. You alluded to it quite a few times, and that's one thing I
Mm-hmm.
like about this brother. I'm not a speaker. I kind of like
Mm-hmm.
to I learned that with my kids. I've
Mm-hmm.
disappointed them quite a few times saying, hey, we gonna go to the Chuck on Friday, and Friday come and we ain't going to the Chuck because Georgia Power said so I would rather
Not say something.
on Friday we just go, not tell
Right.
them. And that's
Right.
just how I work. This brother said
Your
here,
kids have taught you well because see,
yeah,
they remember everything. See,
absolutely,
that's how
absolutely,
that transpired. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? If they forgot, then it wouldn't be a thing. But they will be like, "Hey,
Well, see,
it's Friday. What time we going?"
I'm even keel. I'm even keel. If I'm gonna discipline you, I want you to know my word is bond. If I say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we going home and okay, we gonna straighten this out, we gonna straighten this out. However, when I'm rewarding you, I want that same, I
Yes.
want the same synergy there.
Consistency.
So
Yes.
I can't sit here and say we're gonna do this and then at the last minute make a last minute decision that no, no, no. My
Yeah.
word is my bond. Either way, if I'm going to reward you, I want to reward you. If I want to
Mm-hmm.
discipline you, I'm gonna speak that because I know I can back that up. But you know,
I love that. And that's good. So, I mean, I think the last thing I want to end with is, both of you guys are leaders, so you're talking about, the thing with your word, with your children, and just in general, where it has taken over in your business life. You speak things as you see them actually coming to the point to where you're ready to implement them rather than just, speaking something into existence, just based on whatever it may be. So, being a leader, a lot of people see you guys have a platform. How do you handle the dynamics of racial issues or anything that's very um, media rich, where people are trying to get on your platform. Let me talk, and making sure that it is still in line with your vision and your values. How do y'all deal with that?
Let me go
Great.
because let me go because I know you can kind of explain some of my things because it's funny to me and I think he does this masterfully.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my accent. I was gonna say masterful. Anyway, um,
I love it. Call it an accent. I'm gonna have to use that.
absolutely, absolutely. But we could have something that is a hot topic,
Mm-hmm.
and Grady be like, "Nah, we're gonna talk about this. We don't even touch it."
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I'm like, "Okay, I know we ain't gonna touch it," and we touching it. Like it you know, it is what it is. Like I never understood to be a leader you have to be a follower, a good follower,
Mm-hmm.
until like this whole little thing,
Mm-hmm.
because we operate in a way that we kind of balance each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said earlier, you know, I am an analytic type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really deal with the unknown. I kind of like a little structure, this, that, and the third. But Grady would be like, "Hey man, hey, we gonna have this TV, we gonna have it," and I'm like, "Bruh,
He's a
wait, I only got
visionary.
this little
Yeah.
camera here." Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a visionary. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, where he goes there, I can kind of structure right under it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you give me a
You're the
vision, and okay,
architect, and
I'm the runner.
he's the one telling telling the vision, and you're the
Right,
architect. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's hot topics like that, and again, for anybody starting, go with your gut. If you already
Mm-hmm.
planned and you have made a good show out of
Mm-hmm.
what it is that you set off, and Trump said something last night, okay, if it's okay to ignore him. It's people doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, and Grady said this, he said this plenty of times. He said this during George Floyd. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, hey, like we understand the gravity of this, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, even in times like you got to laugh. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we can't draw ourselves. Uh, we can't allow ourselves to be attracted to things just because everybody else is doing it. If you
Right.
put your time into that show, delaying it for a week could take all the energy out of it. It
Mm-hmm.
do what you're supposed to do what you want to do, and be confident in doing it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I mean, G hit it on the head. A lot of times I try to when I get messages and people want to come on the show to do this and that, and I avoid it because that's what everybody else is doing. My mom taught
Mm-hmm.
me a long time ago: be an individual. Don't do what the world is doing. Do what you want
Mm-hmm.
to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can be aware. Now, the Bible said, "Be aware of the world." Yeah, I'm very aware and very connected to what's going on, to some of the things that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, you have to control um, your content, what you put out there, because
Mm-hmm.
if you put out current stuff that's really hot, you're gonna cast yourself because we may
Mm-hmm.
speak on something really good, but that's gonna cast us in the box. So the
Mm-hmm.
thing that the L's I believe in is loyalty, love, and laughter. And that's what the
Mm-hmm.
show our show is based around,
Mm-hmm.
and also uplifting. And I try to do something different, share humor on different situations. It's different causes. Like I'm not a political person, but lately since the voting thing coming up, I kind of been a little, leaning towards, trying to help a platform for people to understand the importance of voting, the importance of
Mm-hmm.
the census and stuff like that. But I'm not going to shove it down. I just want you to be aware of
Right.
information that people may not know. And I know, man, G, and I love G
Yeah,
for this. I,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I love G for this. He will pull my chain. Like I said some
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Now G goes on. Now I'm transparent here. Me and
Yeah.
G's, we have those hard conversations. A lot of times he pulled me to the side. Look here, Grady. Now you're not gonna say this no more. But
Well,
I do that to cause G get quiet. And so okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna poke him. And I do that to
Mm-hmm.
provoke you, G. So it's not nothing
really,
intentional. And sometimes I do make mistakes, but I very few. But a lot of times I provoke you.
Well, and one of the things I think too is something about laughter brings out the realness in other people. So
Yeah.
you can kind of see their character. That's just like so a lot of the elements, we had a blooper session before this. So I hate that we didn't record it for everybody, but there's something about that ability to do that. It lets other people, they start being who they really are. It kind of,
Right.
it's a way to discern their character. So I really like how you do that. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Well, and I think one thing I learned with us, man, it's okay to have conflict too,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because the voting thing has been. I've been on one end,
Mm-hmm.
which is maybe not as popular, because of my feelings that we've been in this game for so many years and we've seen
Right.
so little change,
Right.
and I'm kind of leaning towards the side that says boycott and have them
Mm.
come to us correctly instead of you know a few months before an election. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you knew that you wanted to run, if there is somebody that decides they want to be the president in 2024 and they
Mm-hmm.
decided today, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
need you to make that effort to my people that you know
Right.
that you're gonna depend on our votes. I'm gonna need you to start
Mm-hmm.
making that effort today.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't mm, I cannot get with the okay, well, we're gonna send you something in the mail, 2 weeks before the election, so you know
So
my
true.
face with my name. I look presentable, but I don't know
Right.
anything about you. I don't
So
know,
true.
like
Yeah.
there's nothing that I can find that has a track record of you doing anything in my neighborhood, for my
Isn't
community,
that the truth?
my people.
You
However, when I give you this vote, I'm giving you a very nice salary for the next however many years your term is.
Hmm.
Uh,
right.
I'm giving you a door to make business deals with companies that can get you paid. On top of that,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have a status in the community, um,
Mm-hmm.
and we get absolutely what we've been getting before you were there. No,
Right.
no. So I'm on the lines with boycott,
Yeah.
and so we've had
Mm-hmm.
some
So
heated discussions
discussion.
on the show,
Mm-hmm.
as well as
Yeah,
but we also understand that just because I stand here, you stand there, that don't stop
Mm-hmm.
anything about our chemistry. I love it. Matter of fact, it kind of makes it stronger because I can listen to his points, he can listen to mine. If we disagree, that's fine. If we agree, that's fine. But we both have the opportunity to say what we need to say or what we feel we need to say.
yeah,
Yeah, so
um
let's stop really quick right there because a lot of people have that conflict. They're in the
right,
same house, they're in the
right.
same family, and it can be so combative to where they can't get along. They get clouded on their love. So what are some things that you guys practice that give you the ability to express your different views but still understand what's the mindset behind it for you guys to successfully tackle that? Because that's a good point to bring up.
said it. Key word: practice. Nothing is perfect. You have to practice at
Mhm.
being perfect. You have to practice at listening, being able to listen to the other person's opinion and hear that person out.
Mhm.
And if you don't really understand it, just stop the discussion. Say, "Hey, I hear what you're saying, but let me process it." You know, because a lot of times we need time to process.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it.
I love
I,
that.
I
Because
like
I
to
tell,
add. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
She's taking notes, G.
I was going to say the thing about the process is good because, when you have an argument, you've been thinking about that argument maybe for days.
Yeah,
right.
So you've already got your mind made up. You've given it to the person for the first time and expect them to have a answer, and you've been thinking about it for a week.
Right. Right.
and
So I
sleep on.
love
Listen
that.
here.
I just want to add
Bush.
that if you find yourself in an argument, try to argue with and withhold judgment,
Right.
because a lot of times when somebody presents something to you and you may think it's foolish, you immediately judge them as a fool.
Right.
And everything is predicated off of the judgment that you made, not necessarily the argument that's given.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
after your first three words, if I'm thinking you a fool, there's nothing else I'm receiving that makes sense.
Right.
And you could be telling me everything that makes sense. So
Right.
withhold your judging, because me and him could have an argument, but I know after the argument, the next show, whatever the case may be, that's still my brother. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I, you know, I mean, that's just it. You withhold your judgment, you know what I'm saying, and you can hear what they're saying. You can process what you're saying, and that's just it. You
Now,
cannot listen with a judge.
that I like that. So how do you keep that out? Because I try to explain this to my kids where, if they have a disagreement, when we have a way that we think is right, then we judge and think anybody who has a different view is wrong.
Right.
So how do you get that judgment out? What are some things that you do to not have that? Because this is basic stuff people like, yeah, this is sounding good, but I don't know how to do it.
Well, as the presenter,
Mm-hmm.
because I present a lot of things that, like, is not with the status quo.
Right.
I have to understand, at one point in time as a presenter, I was the person that was listening. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not really getting the way I'm giving it to you, I'm thinking at the same point in time another way to feed it to you. Maybe it needed to be metaphorically said. Maybe blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
As the listener, my whole thing is that I understand that I don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And even with somebody giving you 90% foolish, that 10% could be just what you need to shut up, Greg. But that 10% could be exactly what you needed to hear.
So true.
So now, I mean, now I'm not telling you to be, fully enthralled in every conversation that you have, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. Some people you'll reach, some people you won't.
Right.
Um, However, I think it's the 30 rule that they use in politics. You have 10 people that's gonna vote for you no matter what. You have 10
Mm-hmm.
people that vote against you no matter what. You want to
Mm-hmm.
focus on the ones that are undecided.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Like, when I'm listening, I'm hoping to get something out of you.
Mm.
Even if you come in at me,
Mm.
I'm hoping to get something out of you. Now, I think some things that we can do, we'll make sure our tone is correct.
That's what I was gonna say.
Mm.
we
Mm-hmm.
we we can't be even with my wife. I'm like, okay, all right, babe, all right, you getting here, and
Right.
when you get here, I have the tendency to come right here, or at least
Exactly.
meet you, because I gotta balance this thing out.
Mm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
let's
Oh,
let's bring this thing down.
I'll tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I gotta tell you a secret how to do it.
Okay.
go ahead,
I'm gonna give you a crazy
please.
side and two rational side.
Okay.
The Bible says, "Speak without offending and listening without being offended." So you
Mhm.
got to learn that.
Mm.
Okay. And another thing is also, hell, I don't forget. Um, when a person gets loud with you, and I
Yeah.
learned this in
Mm-hmm.
working in a mental health hospital, get real soft. Be like, "Hey, did I
Yes.
tell you?" Be like, "Huh? What you say?" Yeah. So you had to quiet yourself down so
Mm-hmm.
they can calm down. Because if you
Right.
just like you said, G, when she go high, you go high. So yes,
Right.
reverse psychology. Yeah.
which
What you
which
say?
that makes sense, because I remember when I used to coach young men with getting females. I would
Uh-huh.
say mimic their body language. If she
Mm-hmm.
leans into you, you lean into her.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, it's amazing. I promise you
Yeah.
the reaction with a conversation.
Yep.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at what if they folded up, if their arms folded, well, okay, well, I'll fold up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, stuff like that, like, people notice it without noticing it, and it makes them more
Mm-hmm.
comfortable.
Hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's something, just like you said, like, okay, well, you talk softer, okay, well, because if you act the same way they act, what usually happens?
Eruption.
Police called,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody got to run, because
Mm-hmm.
The book says,
Mm-hmm.
"Soft tongue shall turn away harsh wrath."
I love that.
So,
Yeah.
and another thing, that's what I was gonna say. And with me and G, we might have our heated conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
master the ability or forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
me and G might have a disagreement about something. When the show comes, I don't forget all about that, and we move on.
Right.
Because women like, how you and G still talking? Y'all had an argument, on the radio. Hey, we just talking. We
Say your piece and let
and
it
be
go.
done with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's a really good thing to bring up because most people can't forget because they attack one another
Mm-hmm.
or they do have that judgment. So it's other wounds that occur rather than just people saying different points.
hmm
That's a good point to bring up.
If
Y'all,
you
y'all got so many golden nuggets. Look, I could be on here all night.
I'm saying it. If you going into a conversation with the intent of hurting someone's feelings,
Hmm.
you need to rethink that conversation. Like
Yeah.
we throw ourselves into stuff and we'll use words that will, instead of getting attention, it'll puncture.
Hmm.
And people have to heal. I cannot give you a time frame that you heal. And
Right.
see, and that goes into so many arenas in life, you know, like
Hmm.
like I can't say just because I said sorry today that's gonna heal your wound. No, if I
Right.
done slashed you, that wound may take a few weeks.
yeah.
So true.
And
Just
then
because I said sorry today does not
yeah.
speed up that
And then
process.
too, it's not
Right.
your responsibility to heal them. It's your responsibility to clear it up. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. But it's on the individual
Right.
who's hurt to heal themselves or take the time to process, but let it out. People hold on to stuff and then it makes you sick. It's just like holding in a fart. Let it out. Okay. You can't bring a fart back in. Just let it out. Okay. Or you're gonna hurt your guts.
And stop all this rhetorical, if something I said may have offended you,
Yes.
if there was something that I'd done that hurt your feelings, stop that nonsense. If
Yes.
you know you hurt somebody, address it. Hey, I know
Right.
when I said that your elbow was a little crooked and out of place, I know that hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. Address it. Like
Yeah.
this whole, like, and Christians, they do it the most. So I'm have to
Mm-hmm.
call y'all out. That whole,
Mm-hmm.
if what I said may have offended you, no, 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 no. You're
Own
not
up to it. Yeah.
own it. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
that rhetorical seems so cheap.
Yeah.
It really
Disingenuine.
does.
Yeah. I agree.
Absolutely. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you was bold enough to hurt me, just be bold enough to
Yeah.
own it.
Say you're sorry. I
Yeah.
know that's right.
And
That
see,
is so true.
and with me,
Mm-hmm.
some of my stuff is intentional. If I hurt your feelings, if I want you to get away from me, it's intentional. If I tell you leave me alone, you gonna keep talking to me, I'm gonna bring up the shovel.
He will.
Yeah.
He will.
I
Nickname
love
by
it.
name by G is Shovel Man.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
yeah,
love that. But well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you guys because there's some people out here that are watching that they're all for TV or for radio. They want to get out, support you, come on the show, and hey, we might have some sponsors, some producers bringing some content. So hey, how they gonna get a hold of y'all?
man, y'all can catch us on djgradybaby.com. That's where we got all our shows on. You can check us out, see what we're about before you decide to jump off that ledge with Grady. Because I ride on the edge. So you have to be willing and want to take that ride with me. Because I believe in helping people getting a platform, putting on a platform and stuff like that. But just know what you get with Grady, you're gonna get a whole lot of crazy, a lot of laughter, and a lot of love. Also my email address is crazygradyradio@gmail.com. DJ Grady Baby Radio at Gmail. I have so many DJ Grady Baby stuff, but yeah, those are two websites that I have, and emails and the website. So make sure you
All
guys
right.
check us out. Go ahead, G.
Did
Well,
you want to have anything you want to add, G?
um, all right. Can I really get my flowers to him?
Yeah.
Because all right, cool. I know we talked a lot about the Grady Taylor G Clark kind of saga. However, I would be remiss if I did not talk about the shows that's on the network. Um, Again, Vision. He brought this when we was on our phone conversation days. He brought a co-host on that she couldn't wait to talk about dirty sexual, just outlandish, just wait,
Uh,
how did we just get off of
freaky, deaky stuff.
Michael Jackson passing away to how you tie a knot with a cherry stem in your mouth? Like and I remember having like Grady, we can't have that on the show. Like we can't have that on the show. It's good stuff, but we can't have it on the show.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
now today is the best show on the network.
Yes.
Wow.
Dewan After Dark. Um,
Mhm.
he's brought in so many people, and I mean his heart is so big. You know, if you have something that and you want to work on a show, man, like I mean, I've seen guests come on, and now they are having their own shows and they're doing their own things. And I mean, I call him the hardest man on Facebook because he's on so many times. Like it it it's like every great to going live. Okay, is
Yeah.
it? Nah, he ain't. This is a show.
3 shows
Um,
Monday. Yeah.
Awesome.
so this whole DJ Grady baby radio blah, 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 excuse my accent. This whole this whole network is nothing but the heart of this man.
Mm.
Because not only are we doing something on our show where we're enlightening, we're giving laughter, we're doing all of those things. He has the heart to open up doors for other people where
Mhm.
now our fans have gone and migrated to other shows, and it's just love everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Mhm.
seeing people that is tuning in to 4 different shows on different nights, and we're all feedbacking whether I'm live or I'm in the comment section just politicking with them. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
like it's an amazing thing to see. And hey, I mean, it's just hats off to that man. Like he
Oh,
gives the greatest intros. Sometimes I gotta look and be like, wait, he talking about me? Uh, but yeah. Like, no, who? Me? Chef, mechanic, bartender, man of God, father,
yeah.
and I'm like, golly, man, I done told you this much about my life. But at the same point in time, like when you see him, um, I mean, the energy is there, the
Yeah.
dedication is there, the vision is there, to carry it out is there. Um,
Mhm.
man, like I couldn't find a better person to call my brother, man.
Oh
And
man.
Oh.
that's all love,
Oh
Doc.
shucks.
That's
Oh
That
all
is
shucks.
love.
so
So
nice.
But I
Hey,
want to say the
and
DJ should be.
I'm just going to piggyback off that because we actually just were chatting through Messenger.
yeah.
So we're chatting through Messenger, and I'm like, okay. So I'm setting up a time. I'm thinking he's going to be on my show. And then
Mm,
he's like, oh, yeah, I have a show. Very humble, didn't even know. And I mean, hey, y'all got a real fan, okay? I'm like,
Oh,
look,
thank
I'm
you.
definitely gonna be watching because that laughter, that is something that is so needed for a lot of people. And I encourage people to listen because instead of tuning into this news and stuff that's always, it's
You
insanity.
need it.
You
hmm
want something different, but you keep feeding yourself the same thing that's not working. Get
Yes.
some
There it is.
laughter into your day, into your week.
Yeah.
I mean, it breeds creativity. It helps you think. If you're laughing and in a good mood, you're gonna be able to be creative and come up with some new ideas. But if you it's over here gloom and doom and upset, you can't think of nothing good. Okay,
hmm
At all.
hmm
so they
I
need
want.
to tune in.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know I got class in a little bit. I want to say this. Thank you, G. But G made me think of something. I had one guest. I had a few guests. One guest came on our show, and I just butchered the whole intro of the show. G saved me, and
Hmm.
a couple of weeks after that, she went on the Tom Joyner show, and she went on another radio station in Atlanta. And fast forward to like maybe 4 months later, she's an author. Her book ended up in Oprah Winfrey's book club,
Oh,
and she was sending me screenshots with her texting with Oprah Winfrey,
And
and
pictures.
she met Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey interviewed her live at some place where she was at. I don't know where it was, but they was at an event. Oprah Winfrey spotted her and went to her, and all this sprung from the show. And
praise
then I
God.
had another gentleman to come on the show. I called G, yo, Mr. Smith he on CNN. It's talking about George Floyd,
hmm
where we go from
hmm
now. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, it just a lot of the people who came through the show end up to go to bigger
Hey,
things. I
well,
was
look,
like,
I'm
man,
ready to go meet Oprah.
yeah. But come on, because it's crazy. And it's funny that some lady had spoke to me a long time ago. She said, you never know what your platform will align with people's gift.
Right.
So
Right.
just continue to do what I I want everybody to shine, because a lot of times people
Praise
don't
God.
get that exposure that they need, because
Yeah.
their story can change or impact somebody's life, and that's why I try to do that. Bring people on,
Mm-hmm.
that fits that motivational thing and encouraging role.
Awesome.
But
Well, this has been great, y'all.
I'm
So
grateful to be on your show
y'all gonna
too.
have to
Thank you for
come
having
back.
us.
We're
Oh,
gonna have to have y'all come back and definitely give us an update. Once the
anytime,
TV gets going, yeah, we definitely gonna have y'all come
Yeah,
back.
we got to get you back on the show too, because I got
anytime.
some mama
Y'all
stuff
had to
I
be a
want to
good
ask.
sport today. I had to have on a hat because I couldn't let
G
brother
Clark.
G outshine me with his Davy Crockett hat on.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm supposed to be the host, and he's gonna have everybody looking like, what's he got on?
The G.
I didn't like my beard correctly, so
And I
yeah,
know he was
yeah,
surprised that I came up with this hat. I do
yeah.
have one that lights up and everything, but I thought, I'm just gonna be kind of chill about it today.
I mean,
Mom.
I thank you for not letting me be by myself. Because when I put the hat on, my wife was like, "Well, what the hell are you doing?" I said, "Hey, look." I said, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I look like so I can look like people say they look like they
And
smart.
he
No,
had
I
on
want
a
to say
different kind of glasses at first, though. See,
yeah,
people
but they
didn't
had
see
too
that.
much
Yeah.
reflection on it. I didn't I didn't I had my Peabody glasses on, but
I
they
know.
had way too much like I didn't want to look like three blind mice up in here. Gotta hold your head like here so you don't see reflection. And that look even crazier there. So, yeah. So
Oh Lord! So
That's
y'all
what I'm
see
talking
what we were dealing with before we recorded? It's just
Oh
there.
my goodness. Hold on. Y'all want to see what we were dealing with? Can I show them?
no,
Come
Grady.
on, G. Let me do one time.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
There you go. There we
First off,
doing Grady touching stuff. It
first
started
off,
all when Grady started touching stuff.
his
They
mic.
always tell me, Grady, don't touch nothing. So
Hmm.
I couldn't help it, y'all. I can't
I,
help it. I feel like a vet.
No. See that was the final product. At first, he came on, his microphone wasn't working, but his video wasn't working. So we had to try to troubleshoot the video. Then his microphone wasn't working. So we talking. We don't know if he can hear a thing or not. We like Grady, get in the chat. Grady just took his time for he wanted to respond and all this other good stuff. So then we finally figured out what was going on with the camera because he had something else open on the computer, and Grady comes in upside down. How he came upside down because he didn't even know how to get himself back to where
I,
it's
Hilarious.
yeah,
Hilarious.
yeah.
I
And this
am
whole time,
crying over here, y'all.
That's what you get. That's what you get on the Grady. DJ Grady, baby. The greatest show.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
it. Look, it's medicine, okay? Laughter does the heart good like medicine. So this is good. Well, I want to
Absolutely.
thank y'all again. This has just been such a treat. And I encourage you guys who are watching to follow them on all their platforms and just watch one show. Okay. Just one. Just give them a few minutes. And I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. So,
Mm.
again, thank you guys for watching. And we definitely will have them back to give us an update on the TV network. But until next time, see y'all later.